traditionally start off with Farah.
You got game one here. We're about to kick off. Farah, game one. If you want to see his POV of the game, head over to Matt's channel. Your right camera over here. You hear the same casting on both. Although Matt's channel does have a tendency to leak the caster face cams at random periods or at random times throughout the broadcast.
Not today, Johnny.
Not today.
I am 100% on transitions.
Did you transition here?
I'm reformed. I have transitioned.
Oh, that was so funny if you didn't. Oh, nice save by Chaussette. No boost, but he still got there.
That's what happened 2 weeks ago when I did pretty well. I was like 75%, and as soon as we got to like the point where I started getting cocky, then I forgot, and I looked.
The percentage
very
just
beatmanish.
plummeted. Now, we did get to catch the tail end, or myself and Matt got to catch the tail end of this. The previous series that Vitality played in the semis against Singularity, that went to Game 7 overtime, and it was a difficult series for them. They didn't really look too organized, to be honest. They were getting in each other's way. Speaking of which, Gate Up just crashing into Alpha, or rather Alpha crashing into Gate Up there. I've been seeing quite a lot of that from them in the last few games that we saw. Very chaotic. Now, I expect them to elevate their gameplay, and they have already opened the scoring. You know, doesn't really matter if they're driving into each other. They still score goals, and that's really all that matters at the end of the day. Paid up, no nonsense. Alpha likewise, 1-0.
Man, I'm seeing a lot of comments in chat about how they wish I was still messing up so they could get more Matt Cam. It's very sweet, you guys. I love you too. Kate up with the unorthodox sort of like land and pinch that together with Fairy Peak on that last play. It worked out in their favor, but I was thinking it was a bit heavy-handed when I first saw it happen, but they did score the goal, so.
It is pretty bizarre how Vitality, even back when they were playing with Scrub Killer, they were somewhat known for just having an incredibly chaotic playstyle at times, where they all get in each other's way and they all triple commit for saves, but they still end up being in, you know, the team making all the grand finals and winning all the prize money, and here we are again. Well, the shot comes in, everybody's trying to get to it, but nobody able to. It seems like it's a mess for Vitality right now to try and get into some kind of rotation. It's just not working. But Oxygen still need to keep their wits about them. At any moment, Vitality might just sling a shot towards the net, and power on their hits is never really something that they're lacking.
Absolutely not. But I have to say, thus far, the game does look pretty evenly matched. Oxygen has been, you know, sitting not playing for quite a while now, so I'm wondering if that's going to become a big disadvantage for them. You know, Vitality's coming off this series. They did get some chance to break. Nice save by Farah. They got a chance to take a little bit of a break here, but the advantage they have is that they are warmed up, and it feels like we've been waiting for like an hour, to be honest. What a double touch from Alpha. He is looking on right now.
That was filthy. I love the little pass from K-Dop as well, making it look like he's shooting. Instead, just drops it down to his left, and a really low altitude double touch from Alpha at the near post. Cleanest play we've seen from Vitality yet by a long way. But yeah, to speak to that, you know, break versus no break, I think for these teams, it probably won't make a difference. And, you know, we've seen Oxygen come back from no break several times in the grid and immediately score and then win game one or crush game one. I'm like, yeah, they don't really mind. Like, these guys, they're so used to just having to go into that tournament mode when the game shows up that, yeah, they won't have any problems doing that, I think. Neither will Vitality. And that's how most actual tournaments happen in Rocket League. You're sitting around a lot, and then you have to play when the game, you know, when the game has to start. Oh, wow. Oh, is that a mind game by Fairy Peak? He really delayed his shot here and gets the third goal for Vitality. That's so smart. I think he did somewhat delay this. Placed it behind the goalie. Vitality are beast mode despite their disorganization at the start of the game.
Yeah, they are looking good right now. And just to finish up on what we were saying about the breaks there, I agree with you that, like, yeah, you have to deal with the breaks, but I still think that it probably gives an advantage to the team that has less of a break. Maybe. Or at least has not been on, like, a big break.
Yeah, I could agree with that at the start of a series, yeah. But what about at the end of a series when a team's had to play, like, the third best of 7 in a row that all go to game 7, then maybe Vitality will...
If they get to fatigue, right?
Yeah, Vitality might fatigue sooner, even though at the start they could be fresher, so there's, like, it's a bit of a trade-off. Somebody just pointed out, by the way, Alpha's picture or Astral's profile picture is Fairy Peak, and so is Alpha. Are they both? Do they both have Fairy Peak profile pictures right now?
Is this where Fairy Peak was exposed without pants on? Is that
No
what this is
way.
From?
Is that when he stood up with no trousers on? I'm not gonna like use the American terminology here, because in the UK that means something completely different. But I know what you mean, Matt.
Maybe his underwear, right?
Yeah, getting up with no pants on in the UK, that would be a ban.
Yeah. Easy to
that would be a ban. Is that what happened,
so
guys? One in chat. That's actually, I've not seen the clip. Is this from that clip? I don't know.
Somebody also pointed out, Harry pointed out that K-Dop might be dry, not dry low-fat mozzarella.
Oh, okay. Well, what's that about?
And then Grim says, K-Dop is like pure protein powder.
Yeah, they used the protein powder on the pizza right now. That's hilarious. Oh man, we didn't pizza vitality yet. We really need to do that. Forget about the game. We're in game 1. What are we doing talking about the game? We should be talking about pizza, right? So if K-Dop is
the time.
Pure pizza protein powder, what would Fairy Peak be? Never actually seen Fairy Peak eat a pizza, or Alpha for that matter, but the fact that Alpha doesn't like vegetables really, it kind of limits us, but only in some way.
Cheese pizza. He's one of those people that can only eat cheese pizza.
You think so? Only the cheese?
Probably.
Alpha, I reckon he'll like a pepperoni pizza. Probably a fan, if I had to guess. By the way, my assumption that Alpha doesn't like vegetables, that is... So he wanted something. He was like, oh man, I really want somebody to pay my dinner here. And if I bite the broccoli, then it's going to happen. But he kept on like lifting it up to his mouth. And then right when he's about to do it, he was like, no, I can't. But he's like, gagging and being like a massive drama queen. But yeah, he was serious. He couldn't eat the broccoli. Not happening.
Oh, that's so funny. I mean, that's kind of how I grew up, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was super picky eater when I was growing up. I never ate vegetables unless they were like soaked in butter, and it was like peas and corn, and that's it. And they had to be soaked. I mean, drowning in butter.
It's not so much butter on your broccoli as broccoli and the butter. Just like
I couldn't eat broccoli.
So
broccoli was a later stage in life.
That's a later
I didn't eat a
addition.
salad until I was 24, so
that was like
I can kind of understand these guys a little bit. But now I eat everything, so I don't know. I don't know what happened, what changed.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Just got to give it a go one day. That's one for the future. But yeah, that's why for me right now, until I see evidence to the contrary, Alpha cannot be a vegetable pizza ingredient.
Yeah, he's cheese, man. I think he's just the cheese. He's just the plain
which one
cheese.
though? Just mozzarella?
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's a one cheese pizza. Gregan was in
What?
chat. He said that. He said that Fairy Peak likes a 4-cheese pizza.
Ah, okay. I definitely believe that. Oh, good placement there by Fairy. Just picking out the little, like, really, if Fairy is cutting a pizza, he would be really good at getting all the slices the same size. Like, some people, they cut the pizza into 6 pieces, and you're like, they're not even remotely the same. I bet you Fairy Peak gets them exactly the same. There's no argument over who gets what piece, because they're all the same.
Yeah, he's just a generous guy,
Yeah. Just very precise and very fair, and he's amazing at Osu. Got that dexterity. Oh my goodness. Is Fairy Peak good at Osu? You need to check out some of his Osu streams. This man is a video gamer. And K-Dop is pretty good. He got pretty good pretty fast at, what was that game where you were trying to get your way up the hill with the guy in the pot with the hammer or whatever? Well, I don't know what that game was called. Getting over it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, first time I saw K-Dop play that game, he couldn't even get past the first obstacle. It's at 12 Titans year 2 actually. Yeah, between his practice games, he was playing Getting Over It, and then by the end of the week, he's speed running it. I was like, how have you gone from not being able to get past the first obstacle, now you're speed running the game? And these guys they're a different breed when it comes to learning how to get good at games.
Shawsett getting a little bit too close to comfort there, but doesn't end up being a goal. Nice shot.
Yeah, I'm liking Octane Shawsett, this confident play from him. After switching back to the Fennec, and this, I mean, I've talked about before. Whenever as an Octane player I switch to the Fennec, right after the switch, I'm like, wow, I'm a new player, I'm amazing. My dribbles are so fast. And then after a while, I don't know, just fall off again. The connections to the ball aren't as clean. Switch back to the Octane, you're better than you ever were before. Like, I really do think that being able to switch between those two hitboxes, or any two hitboxes in Rocket League, is a great thing to have in your back pocket. Oh, that's a whiff and a goal! Very Peak capitalizing on a miss. Clear. Vitality are just disposing of Oxygen.
Yeah, they're looking just a little bit faster and a little bit more tight in their team play than Oxygen right now. I would say that it still feels like a small margin, but at the same time, you know, you have confidence that Vitality is the better team right now.
They've cleaned it up. They've cleaned up all the mess that they had earlier on. Probably got some tips from Space Station Gaming's Arsenal, who loves to do the dishes between his tournament series. No better time to do chores than after swiftly 3-0ing an opponent. Since Vitality didn't 3-0 their last round, KDOP is having to do that during the game. Oh, what a back pass by Shawset. That is a ranked back pass right there, where you end 100%. Up own goaling and then just shout back pass and hope for the best.
That is the back pass where you care way more about the demo than you care about whatever's going to happen after the demo.
This is like watching artisanal thin crust brick oven pizza versus Papa John's. Listen, no comment on any brands. No comment on the grid streams. Find me on my just personal streams midweek with these comparisons. That's hilarious though. Twitch chat, you guys, I don't think you embraced the analogy of the day at this much ever before on any of the grid streams, including Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you guys are meme lords tonight, and I love it.
I approve.
Oh, look at Alpha coming off the backboard there with that classic pizza control.
Oh, that's a team pinch.
Yeah,
I'd love to see KDOP just rebound that one in, so we can get to see the team pinch on the replay. You went for something a bit more fancy, a bit more luxurious, a bit more Mark by 8 brand.
Ooh, Mark by 8.
Do you think Mark by 8 is going to branch out into pizza as well after tonight? We're giving him all kinds of ideas in the streams. We should be paid as his consultants.
Maybe a vineyard, a wine brand.
True, yeah.
We're going on Astral Cam here to see if Astral has woken up yet. But I think it's the break, Johnny. Honestly, they're the less fresh team, and
I don't know though, because they've
still getting it together.
They've dominated off longer breaks than this several times in the grid. Yeah, no, against Vitality, that's true. But I think it, you know, the fact that they've lost one final to Top Blokes, they've lost one final to Triple Trouble, and now they're losing a final to Vitality, and in every one of those tournaments, Oxygen just were not able to replicate what they did in the run to the final once they got to the final. And that reminds me, oh no, it reminds me of their RLCSX runs as well in regionals. It's just all falling apart under the highest pressure situations. And oh dear, when I said they were lacking synergy, that's not what I was referring to.
Yikers. Yikers in the chat for that one. That's brutal. But I did come up with a good idea for Mark by 8.
Okay.
So he can become a mukbang streamer, a food streamer.
Oh yeah.
And he can name the show 8 by Mark.
Wow. Oh my goodness. The amount of transitions this guy has after his illustrious Rocket League career, just unbelievable. So many different things that other players just can't even dream of. Luxury branded.
You guys need to get us in touch with him. We need a translator. We're going to become his manager.
Yeah, we should definitely get paid for this.
Team management.
Wow. So we saw one little pinball machine at the Oxygen box result in a goal for Vitality. And now it happens at the other side of the field, and it bounces clear. You know, similarly to Game 3 of Oxygen versus Team Liquid, it just might not be Oxygen's series. This isn't going well for them in the clutch. The random moments where things are just, you know, happening and completely out of everybody's control are falling in the way of Vitality, as if they needed any help and they're already 2-0 up. But yeah, they're getting it.
Yeah, the Oxygen team is just looking disorganized. They look disconnected from each other.
You know, credit to Vitality. They're a very difficult team to play against. They all space so aggressively, and they make themselves very difficult to get the ball past. And when you're playing against a team that are just full of players who will not let you outplay them, nobody's just lunging in and making a silly challenge. They're really good at just putting in one challenge and then following up with another one and then following up with another one, generally. But it makes Oxygen's play extremely difficult to execute. Somebody like Astral is completely stifled. There's no space for him to outplay multiple players. Vitality are controlling that space, and they're dictating the flow of the game.
That is how it feels right now. Astral has 68 points and 1 shot right now, which is pretty low for him for halfway through the game.
Oh, wow. No way. Oh, that was so close. That would have been pinch of the season. Alpha was way off ground level there, and he's hit the bar. Just unbelievable. But, you know, it's something that Alpha and Astral are often talked about. They're the troublemakers of the teams, not in a bad way. They're making trouble for their opponents generally. But when Vitality play against Oxygen, you rarely see both of them showing up at the same time. It's usually one or the other, and right now it's all Alpha 54. He is playing out of his mind.
Center ball there from Alpha, and Kata almost sneaks it by Astral, doing just enough to keep that ball out of the net. This is Oxygen absorbing a lot of pressure. Bit of a sponge here, a deep crust absorbing all the sauce.
Yeah, this is definitely some American-inspired brand that we're looking at. There's so much space for all of the pizza toppings to swim around in. And it's drowning Oxygen. 2-0. Another very simple goal goes in. Vitality, the best team in the world at making simple goals happen for them. I never expected this. After Oxygen swept Team Liquid and beat Giants and BDS, the other 2 top teams in the region, in the run to the final, you assumed this would be a close series, but it doesn't look that way. Another great save by K-Dop. And the ball bounces out, and away she goes back into the blue half. No boost for Chaussette in the back corner when he arrives. He missed it by just a couple of split seconds. They're running out of time, Matt, and really no clear way through. Vitality are playing so cleanly, so well. They're the team who really stepped up compared to the semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, this does not look anything like the team we saw throwing up spaghetti all over their shoes. Sorry to use the graphic words of Eminem to describe that game, but it was not pretty. Oh,
that should be a goal. Surely. Chaussette's going to steal it. So for once, the Vitality defense is undone. That was a beautiful demo. Oxygen leaving nothing up to chance on that play, but they still need one more if they're going to come back here. It's so good that I'm here to let the chat know that 1 goal is not enough to come back from 2-0 down. Where would you be without me?
Oh my goodness. Fairy Peak just barely missing that, and Farah does a good job to send it away. Oh, Astral actually sneaking out the touch there. I really thought that Alpha had that ball, but just barely missing. This is a good opportunity here for Oxygen. They need to turn this into a goal quickly. Time is running out, and it does not look like they're going to be able to do that.
Oh, Farah can't even keep that one out. K-Dot makes it 3-1 and surely end of the game. I mean, it is technically possible for a goal to go from the center circle into the back of the net in 1 second, but for that to happen, you need 2 things to occur. You need a pinch, and you need the other team to get out of the way. That's not going to happen. Game 3 belongs to Vitality. Ridiculous. We're seeing 2 very clear things developing. Number 1 is that Vitality are able to step it up. They looked extremely messy versus Singularity, at least in the end of the series that I saw. Well, after Oxygen were done sweeping Team Liquid, we went and watched the end of the Vitality Singularity series, and Vitality looked all over the place. They were able to scrape a win, but it was definitely nothing like what we're seeing right now from them. And meanwhile, Oxygen, they have totally fallen off.
We'll
one day
go on board with Alpha.
We'll have to. We need to update that. Obviously, a year has passed almost since then, so maybe now Alpha's consumed an entire vegetable and I just haven't heard about it. I'm just giving you guys out-of-date information. I'll try and find out. Maybe the Vitality stream are the right people to ask. They might be collecting that kind of valuable information regularly, getting updates on Alpha's vegetable consumption. Chaussette was right there with them, you know. They were both on the same boat there. Kid up, flip resets the ball over too. And once again, Oxygen are kind of there to watch it go in right past him.
Yeah, that was rough stuff. Nice little flick there from K-Dop. It was hard to tell where that one was going to go. I actually thought he'd probably get a little bit more power on it, but Chaussette, the closest to saving it, just had to try to float in midair, and it didn't go so well for him. Astral,
oh wow,
a bloodlust for Alpha here. He's chasing him all over the field right now. Gotta say, I like it.
Yeah, it's, at this point, it might be an idea. Just completely switch up the game plan. Just get physical. Do something. Oxygen need to change it up. What they're doing right now is just not working at all. They just look so sluggish. This maybe is a chance, but Vitality are so confident with their 50-50 game that it always looks to be so safe. This kind of counterattack, it can always develop into something. Nice save there by Chaussette after the initial miss. But, you know, we see so many goals against other teams off 150-50s. How many times do you see a 50-50 against Vitality developing into a goal for their opponents? Very rarely, because they're so good at manipulating these into their favor, or at least manipulating it into a position where the other team can't really score off.
Man, Oxygen needs to put the pieces together here. I can't imagine losing in another grand finals is going to do a lot for the team confidence.
Definitely not like this.
We all already know they're playing below their level lately with their performance in Regional 2, for instance. And,
yeah.
you know, I'm sure they're looking for answers, and I would like to see them put it together and find some answers during this grand final if they can. I mean, now is the time.
Well, I hate to say it, but what we're seeing right now from Oxygen, and what we have seen in the previous 3 games as well, it very much looks like their RLCSX regional version of themselves. This looks like what we witnessed last weekend and a month ago in Regional 1. For some reason, Oxygen haven't been able to perform in those regional events and also in the grand finals of the grid. Everything else up to the grand finals, not a problem. It doesn't matter who the opponents are, Oxygen have been playing well. Yes, they haven't been undefeated in all those matches, but they've played well in all of them. And this one is a different story. Vitality are making Oxygen look so normal. It looks like a total mismatch overall. It looks like a mismatch, and Oxygen need to try and do something. That was an attempted bump on Alpha, who got away from it and made the challenge. Just these little things make Vitality so hard to outplay. Many a player would have been demoed there, and that would have been a shot for Oxygen, but Vitality, they're not giving him anything here. They're going to dodge the demos, make the challenges, win the 50-50s, get the job done.
Alpha, nice pass
save.
Down. Great save from Oxygen. Looked like Fairy Peak, all he had to do there was tap that in, but heroic play by the team in blue.
Boost management for Astral, just running out at the worst possible time there. He had a bit more to play with. That was the chance that Oxygen were looking for. Nice knock into the ceiling. Ferris gonna try and bump Fairy, but Fairy's got backup, and once more, Oxygen can't even get a shot on net. Oh, Chaussette's just missed the ball. He didn't realize the bump was connecting. Now he's playing for when it's open, but there's the save last second. Alpha dives across and takes out the player again. Oxygen have had a chance there, a real opportunity. Chaussette did not read the whiff.
Oh, that was a heartbreaker of a shot there. I thought for sure we were going to equalize.
I also, Matt, thought we would have equalized there.
As
but
members
we did
of
not.
this team,
oh, no.
active playing members of this team, we expect to score that.
Oh, we have conceded, and I might even go as far to say that I'm experiencing physical pain from this vision that I have seen. 2-0 Vitality.
That's my bad, guys. That's my bad. I let that one in.
I thought it might as well try and lighten the mood a little bit for all the Oxygen fans who can't be too happy right now. It's getting a bit too repetitive, unfortunately, for all the Oxygen fans watching, why can't they play when the pressure is at an all-time high? And no matter what they say about the grid and how, you know, how it's just their practice games, no matter what any team says about the grid and how they treat that like practice for the main event, the RLCS regionals, grand finals are grand finals. They always bring this kind of atmosphere to the table where anything can happen. And once again, a complete letdown performance for Oxygen, but Vitality will be thoroughly delighted. They move to #1 overall in the grid leaderboard for EU, as if they weren't already doing well enough. And Oxygen will have to settle for 3rd for now. It's been overall another pretty successful grid run for them, but unless they can get that top spot in the grid leaderboard, doesn't really matter.